What's up, Scoobs? Alex here.
Dre here.
And while you're here, make sure to click that subscribe button and hit that bell for alerts.
She ain't lying. Also, make sure to follow us on Instagram to keep up with our, day-to-day antics. Today, what do we got, Keller?
We are doing the trailer reaction for The Frontrunner, directed by Jason Reitman.
That's right.
One of my favorite directors directed the film Juno. Thank You for Smoking.
Yeah.
It's also starring Hugh Jackman. He's playing a politician that was running for president in 1988, but his campaign was derailed by an extramarital affair.
Yeah, now, this isn't like our normal affair, if you will, Scoobs, but as we go into year 2, we want to do some new things, including our new podcast, so make sure to check that out.
Shameless plug.
Like, I love the shameless plugs. Yeah. But in addition, we want to do things that aren't just specifically genre heavy, like sci-fi, fantasy.
Some Oscar fare. Indies.
Like we just did Widows. We also did Green Book starring Mahershala Ali. Mahershala Ali. There we go. Yeah, from Moonlight. So this is one of those movies that we said we definitely want to talk about, given the state of our political climate.
You know I want to talk about it.
The 80s was that era that politics and, journalism and gossip sort of started to run hand in hand. We're still living to that era today, like fake news. It's like, what's real? What's gossip? I don't even think news channels even care anymore.
Yeah, it's really sad, but they care. There's still channels that care. It's really about the consumers, and we have to demand.
That's true.
Like if we're consuming trash, then they're gonna keep producing trash.
You're absolutely right. It's the reason why Springer was the #1 show on daytime television for years. That's on us.
Lie. I went and saw Springer live.
That's not on Jerry. That's on us as a society. We did that. And also, Hugh Jackman has always been good to us when it comes to trailers. Yes. To this day, our highest viewed trailer is the Greatest Showman on a channel about superheroes and horror movies, but
so we gotta pay him tribute and do a reaction to his latest film.
So yes, let's take a look at this true life story of a politician whose chances were dashed because he couldn't keep it zipped up. Anthony Weiner, I'm talking to you.
Okay, I think that wouldn't be a problem in today's political climate, but let's get into it.
The youngest candidate, hard spoken for
campaign trail, the clear front runner. So start with the shoulder in a little. My name's Gary Hart, and I'm running for president.
I want you to think about the opportunity that we have right here, right now.
JK.
I've never known a guy more talented at untangling politics so that anyone can understand. It is a gift, and he wants to share that. And all anybody wants is for him to take a stupid photo. He will never understand that.
Gary Hart is the man to beat in '88.
If we hold ourselves to those highest standards, then the voters cannot do otherwise.
Senator, I want to ask you some questions about the woman at your townhouse. Can you tell us how you...
Bill Burr!
I'm be serious. No one is staying in my home. There's no need for that.
I am serious, sir.
Oh, Cinnamon, where you gonna run to?
The one thing I asked is that you don't embarrass me.
We can't hide from this. The cameras go everywhere.
It's up to us to hold these guys accountable.
Just because some other paper used gossip as front page news, I mean, that doesn't mean we have to.
It does. It does now.
He is a man with power, and that takes certain responsibility.
We need to say something.
It's nobody's business. None of it is.
Okay, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about how you get through today.
This campaign is about the future, not rumors, not sleaze, and I care about the sanctity of this process, whether you do or do not.
Wow.
Yeah.
I can tell it's gonna be a hell of a performance.
Go on, Gary. Say it.
There's gonna be a story tomorrow about me.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got a little goosebumps going on.
Damn. And it's coming out Election Day. How fitting. How appropriate. Yeah, why don't you kick this one off?
I love it.
Yeah.
I think that this is a really important story to tell right now.
was really
I actually was
good.
not even aware of this little piece of history.
Yeah, well, I know the name, but I wasn't aware of all the details. I
Yeah.
didn't know that this is sort of what created the politician scandal.
Yeah, well, it's just crazy because, we can't just judge our politicians being politicians anymore. Like, we're judging their
Sure.
family lives. We're we're diving into everything that they're doing aside from politics because,
Yeah.
we want to see what kind of person this is.
Right.
And so I can say, yeah, that sucks that they're diving into his personal life, but if this is someone we're going to be having as a president of the United States,
Yeah.
something to be concerned with. Unfortunately, today, I feel like this kind of activity, this kind of behavior would be cheered upon. Oh, man's man.
Oh,
Don't get me started. I'm sorry.
She's going political.
I'm sorry.
I should have saw this coming.
We're gonna view a political movie, but I will say I just recently listened to a story on NPR about tracking and how every politician now you just have to know that it's pretty much there's eyes and ears everywhere. They were saying that even in your
Yeah.
own home, you have to be careful what you're saying because you never know who's listening. So that's just the reality of the job these days.
I was like, all these leaks coming out of the current White House, that goes to show you that, you can't really trust anybody these days. And we're not even talking about the Omarosas. We're talking about people that, you know what? Because she's going to get me going. I'm about to start going. I don't want to turn to like Anderson Cooper in the next 5 minutes. I will say, this movie looks awesome. Again, I do like the fact that they're focusing on a time where people knew about the whole Nixon Watergate thing, and that was sort of the first time where, as a country, we sort of lost faith in our politicians. And because before then, as long as you did a good job as president, the stuff you did on the side really didn't matter. People really didn't bother.
Kennedy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, people really didn't bother
Kennedy and Monroe.
Yeah, they're like, people knew what was going on, but they're like, look, he's good for the country, so it's fine. It was in the 80s where, like you were saying, where people were like, no, we're also judging you based on how you are as a family man.
Your character.
Are you a Christian? Like, do you believe in, helping out people? Like, whether it was all BS or not, they wanted you to play the song and dance. That's why I love that piece where his wife, played by Vera Farmiga, is like, just don't embarrass me. And then at the end, it's almost like, it's
Probably what Hillary said.
it's so like blood curdling and heart clenching when he's like, there's going to be a story about me tomorrow. Like, I felt that. Because I was like, oh.
Should have kept your dick in your pants, man.
Well, yeah, all right. Well.
But I will say, as a person that went to school for journalism, it is frustrating to see the news becoming this kind of gossip tabloid type of story. You know, we're not just focusing on the facts of the policies. We're just we're looking for any story. It's not like they're just trying to expose him because it's for the good of the country. What these outlets are doing is looking for any story that's going to get views.
For those of you who haven't seen the movie Nightcrawler, I implore you to check it out because that pretty much demonstrates how the modern media news cycle works. If it bleeds, it leads.
That was what I learned my first day of college. If it bleeds, it leads.
Absolutely. So yes, I love that they're touching down on that. As a movie, this is pure Oscar bait. It's coming out in the fall. Again, Hugh Jackman, Oscar darling.
Did you see there's just that one clip of him yelling I care about the policies or whatever? I was like, oh yep, there we go. There's the Oscar-winning performance.
I was like, I would not be surprised if that's a clip they used during the Oscar award show. But it also has a lot of surprises for me in this. Pleasant surprises. I love J.K. Simmons, J. Jonah Jameson / Commissioner Gordon is always a win. They have Bill Burr in this. Bill Burr is in this
as a sleazy reporter.
Which almost is perfect casting for him.
It's a very interesting cast. I'm excited for it.
I also noticed a few other stand-up comics throughout the trailer. So I'm like, I do like when directors, and it makes sense that it's being directed by Jason Reitman, who again, you said Juno, Thank You for Smoking,
Up in the Air.
He very much always in his films does bleed those lines between drama and comedy, or as we say in show talk, dramedy, kids. Dramedy.
But what's perfect about this is it's not comedy for the sake of just making you laugh. It's
No.
it's all realistic. Because when there is a very serious dramatic situation, there's always something about it that's a little comical, I feel like. There's always something that's just this is ridiculous.
Right.
And so they're bringing that reality to the situation, which is what I like to see.
Absolutely. No, I love that you pointed that out. The absurdity of the situation they're in is funny. It's almost like Veep. Veep, the first 4 seasons was a parody of politics. from like seasons like 5 to 8, it's like this could be a documentary. So like it's almost like it went from like being funny because like, oh, this world can never exist, to being funny because it's like,
well, this actually seems like it could exist.
This is kind of going on right now.
Frightening.
Yeah, like no, that does make me sad. The fact that in this day and age, like a whole movie is based on this premise. Oh, same thing with The Post with Meryl Streep and Tom Hanks that came out last year. The whole thing was about journalistic integrity and finding the truth. Where I think you said this earlier. If this story were to break today, I think people would be like, Yeah.
It's the clickbait.
Yeah.
And this was the start of clickbait.
Well, and
before it was clickable.
Even it was true. Like they said, the sitting president right now had an affair. I think people would still be like, Obviously, some people would be upset, but then you'd have a whole another contingent of people there be like, it's fine.
Yeah, they would be like, oh, we don't care about that. We care about his policies. We don't care that he likes to talk about grabbing women in inappropriate places.
Yeah, all right, let's wrap it up. All right, so
I'm gonna say see this movie. It looks really good. I'm excited for it.
Keller's about to put on her kitty hat and bring out her marching sign.
It's true.
Same thing with me. November is shaping up to be a month for movies with things again like Creed, the Freddie Mercury movie, Bohemian Rhapsody.
You're gonna have a good birthday month.
There's just a ton of stuff coming out that we're both excited for. Yeah. All right, Scoobs. Thanks for checking out our trailer reaction for what is this? The front runner.
The front. I was gonna say the front man.
The front runner.
Wait, did I call it the front man in the beginning?
Did you? I'm sure they'll let us know if you did. Trailer number 1. As always, make sure to like, subscribe. Hey, hit that bell for alerts of new episodes.
That's right. And follow us on Instagram at Scoobies Do Movies to keep up with us on the daily. And also, let us know what you think in the comments. I'm sure the comments will be a little bit heated on this one. We'll probably have people on both sides.
Yeah. But
we're
hey,
here for it.
As we said in our Venom Aquaman rebuttal, which you can hear right now on our podcast, hey guys, like, it's movies. This isn't Darfur. This isn't the Horn of Africa. Even if you have different views than somebody else, it should be a conversation of, hey, I don't agree with you, live your life.
But what can you expect when you put things on the internet?
It's like my friend James said. He was like, welcome to 2000. It's like, it's just going to get worse the more followers you guys get. We're like, fantastic. Scoobs, until next time, I've been Dre.
And I'm Alex.
Stay groovy, Scoobies.